Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell icon for the latest film interviews, features, and recommendations on the movies that matter. Mrunal, Ram, congratulations on Priyas Mask. Ram is literally wearing Priyas Mask, or should we say Sahas's mask.
Sahas's Mask.
Sahas's Mask. Both the comic and the short film will become available to the public on Wednesday. Ram, you first created Priya as a modern day feminist superhero in comic book form, of course, in 2014 in response to the Nirbhaya rape case. In the new comic, Priya's Mask, she joins the flying tiger Sahas to tackle the pandemic and in a way also to take on the proliferation of fake news around the coronavirus. Mrunal, you are the voice of Priya in the short film. Is it every girl's dream to be a superhero at some point in her life? I mean, was that the first thing that appealed?
Yes. I mean, when Tanvi came to me and she told me that, hey, Mrunal, this is what we're planning to do. We have 3 editions of the comic, Priya Shakti, and now we're trying to do Priyas Mask. It's about pandemic. It's about COVID-19, the entire situation, how the world, the entire globe is facing. And trust, I'm kidding you not, like in the middle of the lockdown, I was having a conversation with her that how desperate I am to do a project where kids can really enjoy, or it's for the children, because everything that I'm seeing on the be it films, be it the content available on OTT, uh, there's not much for kids. And although we're talking about the GDP, we're talking about the what loss we are in, and the economics and stuff like that, but are we even thinking about the mental state of the children? There is so much anxiety, there is so much panic because of pandemic. They have stopped meeting their friends, they have started taking virtual lessons. They cannot meet their grandparents, they cannot step down to play with their friends, and all they have to do is just wear a mask, sit at home most of the times. And so for them it's too much. Rajiv, I felt like, I have lost so many friends of mine due to this COVID-19. And I was not taught in school how to cope up with the loss of your loved ones. I wish that in my academics, in my school, I had a lesson which is about self love, which is about how to deal with, someone's loss. So I could resonate with the character so much because also of the work that I've done in the past. And I feel like I am born to inspire people. It just, I did not know how. And when Priyas Mask came through my way, I felt this is the biggest opportunity, because this is the way we really need a female superhero, especially in India. There are so many superheroes for me, be it Hima Das, be it Mother Teresa, be it Kalpana Chawla, but these stories are not like, I think it gets lost somewhere down the line. So we really needed a girl. We needed a teenage girl who's softer, who's gentle with the kids, and who's just explaining them that how important it is for their parents to step out of the house and serve for the nation. And they are your superheroes.
Ram, it's really a masterstroke idea to use comics and to create a female superhero to talk about and to raise awareness, towards societal issues, global issues, societal evils, even. Because in previous editions of the comic, of course, Priya has campaigned against rape, against acid attack, and sex trafficking. UN Women has called the comic series Gender Equality Champion. Ram, have you found that more people are likely to listen if you use tools like comics, now this short film, if you use art really to carry the message?
I totally agree. I mean, the power of comic books, and especially animation, is its subversive nature. I mean, if you look at a comic book or even a short animated film, it looks beautiful. It's something you want to see, observe, absorb, but it's very subversive if you really do it right. You can bring the audience in and then really challenge them with the subject matter. Some of the best Marvel and DC comics that were ever written dealt with LBGT issues and other things, and gender violence issues, but using like Spider-Man or using Wonder Woman. So people like are brought into it with these characters, which they have a long relationship with, sometimes decades, and you can subvert them and challenge them with those constructs.
Right. You know, Mrunal, your first film, Love Sonia, was a story of international sex trafficking, and it was very powerful. But I also remember it was a very difficult film to watch. It didn't pull its punches. You know, you told me before that traveling with the film to festivals, taking the film around America, promoting it across the world, you really were very proud of what you could of the way that you all were able to shine a light on something that needed to be addressed, because we know also that your director worked very closely with real NGOs and with real survivors. I mean, you know, is when you were saying earlier, you know, your past work, is this what you meant? I mean, the fact that, you know, you're able to
Yes.
create art which goes beyond, and which, you know, which is able to carry an important message.
Yes, Rajiv, as an actor, I believe that we have such like we have this power, you know, to reach out to our audience with a particular message and make this society a better place.
Mm,
Obviously, Love Sonia has made me a very responsible, not just a human being, but also a responsible actor. Because through my work, you know, I am inspiring people. I am letting them know that these are the issues which exist in our country, around the globe, and we just all we have to do is just step out of that bubble and help others, because you never know, you it may happen it with your loved ones and your friends
mm,
and people around you. Yeah, the film traveled around the film festivals, and probably this was one of the most important reason for me to resonate with Priya, and that was very important. That's why when in my previous interviews people asked me about what are the kind of preparations you did for Priya and voicing this character, I don't recollect any, because I think it's so much within me that it just came out. And I'm surrounded by kids, or like I am surrounded by a kid on my sets of Jersey, be it my niece, my nephew. So obviously, when you talk to children, your tone changes. So it kind of helped to play this character, just voice this character. It was an easy process. And I'm very fortunate that I am India's first super animated superhero voice.
right.
Yeah.
Ram, the characters of Priya and Sahas and their adventures, even they're sort of rooted in Hindu mythology, aren't they? In the first comic, of course, Priya finds an ally in the goddess Parvati as she sets out to fight gender-based crime, being a rape survivor herself. Ram, why did you choose mythology to put your point across?
Well, I grew up, I mean, I was born and raised in India before I moved to the US. So I grew up reading the Hindu mythological tales, the comics, you know, and those inspired me. I mean, for one of two reasons. One, I always believe the Indian mythology, those are our Indian superheroes, right? A lot of superhero motifs come from mythology.
Correct.
And then secondly, one of the kind of the motifs that kept resonating in these comics and also in the Indian mythology is the regular people would often call upon the gods for help,
Mm,
and the gods, you know, would come down and help. But in more cases than none, they would cause more problems because of their superpowers. They just couldn't control what they were doing. So I always felt, you know, what I learned from that is it's really up to us as human beings to solve our own problems, to get at what needs to be done in society. We can't rely on other spiritual or higher or even supernatural things,
right.
and we need to do it ourselves.
You know, while Mrunal voices Priya, you've got Vidya Balan who voices Sahas the tiger, and you've got Rosanna Arquette who's doing one of the voices in the English language version, and she's known to be also an activist for women's issues. Ram, why is it important? And Mrunal, you touched upon this earlier. Why is it important for celebrities, or really anyone that has a voice that will travel, to put their strength behind causes that they feel strongly about? Why is that important? Because there is a view, right, that that actors should not be political, and that you know, we're entertainers. We're in the business of entertaining.
I do believe celebrities shouldn't get political, but being social and be cognizant of sort of what's happening around them and what's affecting society. Everyone should be involved, and then whether you're a celebrity or not, it's something that's imperative. Um, I sometimes cringe when I hear celebrities talk about politics or things like that. But you know, honestly, they're also citizens. They're citizens of their country, and they have political opinions. And the question is, are they using their celebrity status to push a political opinion? That I might cringe at, but I have no problem with celebrities or anyone talking about social issues, because that's something I truly believe everyone needs to get involved in.
Finally, Ram, in Priya and Sahas, Ram, you've created these really incredible, fascinating characters. I was watching the comic and the short, and there are these beautiful shots of of them flying over the skyline and looking down at this city under lockdown, or of them celebrating the frontline heroes. Ram, are there plans? Are there other plans with these characters? You've done the comics. Now there's a short. Is there any chance of a feature?
Well, so I'm going to put on my Saha's face here so I can talk from his point of view.
Love it, love it, love it.
I mean, we also use augmented reality in the comic book, and we've been doing that since we first came out in 2014, almost 2 years before Apple started doing AR. So that's another medium we've been working in, and we've been doing like street murals with AR murals. I mean, if you were in Delhi in a Connaught Place, there was a big mural that was AR for a while. So, I mean, yeah, I'm always thinking about where this technology and where storytelling is heading towards, and trying to really push the comic book and the characters forward. This is the first animated short we've done, and it's an enormous task to do animation. It's not cheap. Requires a lot of effort. So I hope this launch of Priyas Mask will lead to sort of future endeavors. I mean, two remarkable producers are working with us in Mumbai, and both women, of course, and they're very, I think they're excited about the possibilities of where this can go. I mean, I personally have taken it to a certain point, but now I think with the talent that's on board, it can really go beyond my own capabilities or even my Saha's capabilities. So,
yes.
Mrunal, they decided to do a full-length feature.
I'm very excited to do that because trust me, I enjoy animated films so much. I think the last favorite film of mine was Frozen, and I would only sing "Let It Go, Let It Go." So I really want Priya
don't
to.
sing that. You might have to pay copyrights on that. Don't sing that.
Sorry.
Sorry, Rajeev has to pay that. Rajeev has to pay Disney $1 million. So.
Oh no. So, but honestly, to be quite honest, I want my niece, my nephew to watch, like, rather than watching something really rubbish on other children's television shows. I would want Priya to spread the message not just in India but around the globe. Yeah.
Well, more power, Mrunal, more power, Ram. Congratulations. Priyas Mask, both the comic and the short, released tomorrow. We're going to put out the link right here on this interview. So anyone that wants to watch the short or download the comic book for free can just click on this link and do that. But congratulations, wonderful effort, and looking forward to seeing what you do with these wonderful characters you've created, Ram. Thank you, Mrunal. Thank you, Ram. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rajeev.